Good evening, everyone. Is my voice audible to all?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So sorry for the inconvenience. There was a trouble with my laptop. It started getting updated as soon as I connected to the internet. So I had to delay the class for an hour. So we shall be having the class till 6:30 today. Okay. We'll cover up the portions in the next class. Whatever I can do, I'll do it for 1.5 hours. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So shall we start the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what all had we studied in the last class? What all can you recall?
Ma'am, introduction to Supreme Court.
Okay, so who was the first Chief Justice of India's Supreme Court?
Lisa Impe.
Yeah,
Eliza Impe.
yeah, Eliza Impe. And when did Indian Supreme Court after independence? When did it come into force? What is
1950.
1950? And the date is
28th January.
Jan 28th. Yes, very good. So, who appoints Chief Justice of India?
President.
President of
President.
India.
Yeah,
President.
President of
India.
India. And had we gone through the judges' case?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Three of them.
Yeah, three judges case. So now what happens? Which is the case that comes into force? What do we follow now? Which judge's case is having more impact now? Like we follow the third judge's case. So based on that, collegium will decide. Like collegium will give the recommendations, and judges of the Supreme Court will be appointed. Clear? So tell me one thing: which judge of the Supreme Court retired in the last week? If you all have read the newspaper, you can answer this question. A judge of Supreme Court was retired last week itself. Can you recall the name of the judge?
Good evening, ma'am. Vatsal this side. Could you please speak a bit louder? I'm not able to get your voice properly.
Sure, sure. Okay. So, answer this question. How many judges are there in the Supreme Court at present? What is the strength of Supreme Court at present? Number of judges?
34.
34,
Yeah,
ma'am.
34 and one Chief Justice. Okay, so 33 plus 1 is the current strength. So, do we have to amend the constitution to increase the number of judges?
No,
Supreme Court?
No,
no.
ma'am.
Yeah, what we have to do, we just have to amend it through an act of the parliament that is already passed. So, whenever we have to increase the judges, we just amend that act and go on adding the number of judges based on the number of case load. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
students are joining still.
Hello.
Yes, so answer the question like, have you all come across a judge of a Supreme Court who retired in the last week?
Hello.
Kindly mute your mics, everyone. Only when I ask the question to answer that, you can unmute and answer, okay? Not all the time. Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
yes. So, can you see the screen now?
No, ma'am.
Just a minute. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, we had seen these are the Chief Justice of India, right? Had we discussed how the Chief Justice is selected?
Yes, ma'am. The collegium.
Yeah. Collegium is used to select the judges for Supreme Court. Okay. So now Chief Justice of India, how they are selected is the senior most judge of the Supreme Court. Okay, if the number of years a person is serving as judge of the Supreme Court, that will determine who will be the Chief Justice of India. So, what is the importance of Chief Justice of India? We had discussed this last class. What is the importance? How are they different from other judges of the Supreme Court?
They lead all the judges in the Supreme Court.
It's not like exactly like leading. They'll allocate the roles, like they'll allocate the cases that are to be dealt by different
that?
benches of judges. Yeah, it is called master of the roster. Okay, and then if you see, Chief Justice of India.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, voice is not clear.
Is it the same for everyone? Is my voice not audible
No,
properly?
ma'am. It's clear.
No, ma'am.
It's
No, ma'am.
Kindly check your connection.
Clear, ma'am.
Yeah,
It is
Yes,
clear.
ma'am, your voice is not audible.
I think.
Ma'am, it's audible. I'm.
Okay, so I think for whom it's not clear, I think there's some problem with your mic or earphone. Kindly reconnect it and see.
Excuse me, ma'am. This is my
Yeah.
first class. I have not attended yesterday's class.
Okay.
So can you please give me, summary of what we are doing today?
Summary will take a long time. You can actually, I'll let you know by the end of the class.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
just listen to what I'm telling. There's nothing complicated. Okay, I'll keep explaining what I have taught in the last class also.
Okay, ma'am.
So, Chief Justice of India, as I told you, also stands a chance to become the president. Which president? Acting president of the country. How? Can you recall the answer?
And when the vice president is like passes away or like vacates his space as president.
Yeah. When the president of the country dies in the office, then the post will be filled by the vice president. He acts as a president until the new president is elected, right? But in the case when there is no vice president or vice president wants to contest in the election of president, in such cases, Chief Justice of India will act as the president till the process of election of president is completed. Okay, so that is why the post of Chief Justice of India is very important and holds a lot of value and weightage. Okay, so we had discussed the qualifications for a person to be a judge of the Supreme Court. Can you recall that?
He should be a citizen of India.
First condition is they should be a citizen of India, right?
No, not.
There is a
age
there
should
is a
not be
5
above than
years.
65.
Yeah, age is maximum age. They'll retire at the age of 65. Okay, is there any minimum age for the person to become Supreme Court judge?
Ma'am, he must have experience in High Court for
And
5 years.
judge of High Court as 5 years or advocate of High Court as 10 years.
10 years, yes. Okay.
And
so
he
there
should
is-
not have a jurisdiction office. Another that.
What is that? Jurisdiction?
Any
Uh,
office. Distinguished jurisdiction.
He can be a distinguished jurist as well. That is also one of the conditions. And there is no minimum age limit for the judge of a Supreme Court. Okay, they can serve as, they should be serving as a High Court judge for 5 years, or advocates of High Court for 10 years, or the distinguished jurist. As we have seen, who was the distinguished jurist at present? The first distinguished jurist to be appointed as Supreme Court judge.
And excuse ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, he should be a distinguished jurist in the opinion of president also, no, ma'am?
President. Yes, that is also one of the conditions or qualifications. So, who is the only distinguished person, the distinguished jurist appointed as judge of the Supreme Court? There is only one person from the time Indian Supreme Court started in
Ma'am,
1950.
Prime Minister.
Indu Malhotra.
Indu Malhotra, Justice Indu Malhotra is the only distinguished jurist. That is, what is the meaning of distinguished jurist? She is a person who has been lawyer of the Supreme Court for 30 years. Okay. See what conditions we saw in the qualification of judges. High Court, the person must be judge of the High Court for, yeah. They should be either serving as judge of the High Court for 5 years or advocate of High Court for 10 years, right? But in case of Indu Malhotra, she has served as advocate of the Supreme Court for 30 long years, okay? And she has participated and she has contested in various cases as well, various important cases. That is the reason why the collegium, you can recall the collegium, right? Collegium has recommended her name for appointment as a judge, and president has considered her to be a very efficient person, and that is hence she has been appointed as the judge of the Supreme Court.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, today is my first class. Ma'am, not understand what
Okay.
to say.
Okay. So
Ma'am,
see, in order to be judge of a high court, in order
yes,
to be
ma'am.
judge of the Supreme Court, there should be 3 qualifications. See, you can see in the screen, right? I think the first 3 are understandable. Citizen of India, judge of High Court, or advocate of High Court for 10 years. The next criteria will be that the person, the collegium should, the collegium is the group that appoints or recommends the name of judges to the president. Okay. So that particular group had considered Indu Malhotra as a person who is well qualified to become judge of the Supreme Court, and the request was considered by the president, and that is hence Indu Malhotra has been appointed as judge of the Supreme Court. Okay. So for the question, who is the only distinguished jurist who has been appointed as judge of the Supreme Court? The answer is Indu Malhotra. Clear?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let me ask you one more question. How many women judges are there in the Supreme Court at present?
I'm two.
2 judges. Okay. So who are they? There are 2 women Supreme Court judges at present. Who are they?
No idea, ma'am.
Yeah, just now we read about a name, Justice Indu Malhotra. She is at present serving as the judge of the Supreme Court. Another name is Indira Banerjee is another name. Justice Indu Malhotra and Justice Indira Banerjee. Okay, these 2 are at present serving as the judges of the Supreme Court. The only women.
Can you repeat the second name?
Yeah, Indira Banerjee. You can see the name on the screen. Justice Indu Malhotra and Justice Indira Banerjee. Mute your mics. And for the first time, till last 1 week, Indian Supreme Court had a great, unique contribution in the last year, and that is there were 3 women judges at the same time. And can you name the? I was asking you who retired in the last week, and that is Justice Bhanumati. Justice Bhanumati was appointed as Supreme Court judge in 2018, and till recently she was serving. So and that during that time there were 3 women judges in Indian Supreme Court, and that is also for the first time after independence. 3 women judges. Okay, now there are only 2 because Justice Bhanumati retired last week.
Okay, ma'am.
Shall we proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Justice of India, till now there is no women Chief Justice in the history of Indian Supreme Court. Okay, no women Chief Justice of India. And the first women judge of Supreme Court is Fatima Bibi. Remember the names, okay? This as the superlative is like the first person, the longest, the largest, biggest. All these things will have very much importance in your exam. So especially when it is related to the legal knowledge and all, first women judge of Supreme Court becomes important, right? So the first women judge of Supreme Court was Fatima Bibi. I hope the screen is visible to all, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So then the first woman Chief Justice of a High Court. As we have seen, every Supreme Court is only one, and the Supreme Court has a Chief Justice of India, right? So we have 25 high courts, and all the high courts have judges and headed by a Chief Justice of the particular high court. Okay. For example, we have Calcutta High Court, and Calcutta High Court has so many number of judges plus 1 Chief Justice, and that judge will be called as Chief Justice of Calcutta High Court. Okay. So one such, that is first women Chief Justice of a High Court, is First Lady was Leela Seth, Justice Leela Seth, and that was for Delhi High Court. First women Chief Justice of High Court was Justice Leela Seth for Delhi High Court.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
And there is no district court in Delhi.
Delhi does have a district court.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, just if like they ask the question, like
Okay.
first female judge of High Court. So will we write Leela Seth or
No,
this
no.
Anna Chandi, ma'am?
Anna Chandy is the one. First female judge in India. As a whole, if you see the whole India after independence, the first judge in India was Anna Chandy, and she happened to be the first High Court judge. Okay, so if you're asked the question, who is the first female judge in India, or who is the first female High Court judge in India, that will be Anna Chandy. Okay, and if you are asked first female Chief Justice of a High Court, that is Chief Justice in the sense the senior most person of a High Court, if that is the question, Justice Leela Seth will be the answer.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, what is the difference between the third point and the fifth point, ma'am?
Okay, third point is, see, you can see it is the judge of the Supreme Court, right? Supreme
Yes,
Court,
ma'am.
first person to be the judge of Supreme Court, that is the apex court of the country. And the last question is, the fifth point is, first female judge in India or High Court judge. See, judge of become a person, a female can be judge of a High Court and get retired, right? But she has to be selected and appointed to be the judge of a Supreme Court. So that is a longer procedure. So the first judge to be in India, the first woman judge of India was Justice Anna Chandy. Probably she retired and she couldn't get a chance to get promoted as a Chief Justice or Judge of the Supreme Court.
Okay, ma'am.
Sorry
Thank
for
you.
the technical, I think the screen is getting... Clear with these 2 points?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The screen is distorted, right?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah?
Some blue lines
Yeah,
are
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
Ma'am, the year in which they were elected will be asked.
No, year won't be that important because you'll be having so many years to remember. So, related to Supreme Court, you have to remember the first Supreme Court and the day it came into force
Ma'am, we are
after
not able to
independence.
hear you. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So, audible to everyone, right? Clearly?
And ma'am, the three cases dates are also
Okay.
important.
Yeah, 3 cases, especially in the 3 case, last case date is most important, okay, 1998, because that is the case we are following even now, right? We had got an NJAC bill, but that didn't work out. Supreme Court striked it off. So at present, what case we are following is third judge's case of 1998, okay?
And ma'am, isn't this like a little too? Isn't this can't we call this nepotism that Supreme Court announced this act null and void, which
Yes,
was
and
against it?
that is
Like,
the
isn't
work of
this
Supreme
bad?
Court, right? Like
Yeah.
there is a basic structure, and we'll discuss about basic structure today. And there is something called as a basic structure in the Indian Constitution. Okay, just like how we have while constructing a house, how do we start the house to make it strong? We start it from the foundation, right? Similarly, if the foundation is not strong, the house will collapse. In the same way, what Supreme Court has said out in a judgment is that there is a basic structure for the Indian Constitution, and the Parliament can amend anything, but the basic structure cannot be touched. Okay, so what Supreme Court feels that if the Parliament or if the executive will have a hand in appointing its judges, there are chances where the independence of judiciary will be compromised. Okay, there are many countries where there are direct exams for the judges of the Supreme Court. For example, in UK, how the Supreme Court judges are appointed, they are appointed through an examination, just like a competitive exam, and who qualify, they become the judges. So there are various proposals going on how to like maintain the independence of judiciary, at the same time make sure that the judiciary is not overusing its power. Okay, all these things you'll understand if you start reading the newspapers. Okay, these are things you'll get it in the editorials of the newspapers.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
Yeah.
ma'am.
ma'am, in the third case, judge, the collegium was of total 7.
No, the collegium is 4+1.
Yes, ma'am. 1+4.
One Chief Justice of India plus 4 senior most judges of the Supreme Court.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So we had seen that I had told you, Chief Justice of Supreme Court, who will be that person? Senior most judge of the Supreme Court. Okay, but remember one thing, when we had read the Constitution, there was nowhere mentioned that who will be appointed as Supreme Court or who will judge Chief Justice. What are the qualifications for Chief Justice? That was not mentioned, right? What was it mentioned? There shall be a Supreme Court of India having one Chief Justice and judges. That is all was mentioned. So as per the practice, what used to happen from the time of independence is that only the senior most judges of the Supreme Court were appointed as Chief Justice of India. Just imagine there is a Chief Justice now at present, okay, that is Sharad Arvind Bobde. He retires after serving his term of till he becomes 65 years, he'll retire after that. So what generally happens, general practice is that Justice Bobde will write a written recommendation, like recommending the next senior judge. Okay, who is the next senior judge? You can see that is Justice UU Lalit. So what Justice Bobde will do, he'll write a written recommendation to the President of India, suggesting the name to appoint Justice UU Lalit as Chief Justice of India. And President will generally appoint the senior most judge as recommended by the retiring judge. Okay, this was the process that happened and it was all smooth and fine. But one major case happens in 1973. Remember the year 1973, after which there is a small changes or small conflict kind of thing starts between the executive and the judiciary. Can you name what happened in 1973? There was an important court case that happened in 1973. Like till now, that case has so much of importance for every other thing, even for NJAC, that is National Judicial Appointment Commission Bill. Supreme Court had taken the name of that particular case.
Ma'am, Navy.
No, 1973 I'm talking about. Yes. That case is Keshavananda Bharati and others versus State of Kerala. Okay. This name is very important. This case is also very important. We'll in some other class we'll see, like after covering a little of current affairs, we'll also go through some of the important judgments of the Supreme Court. Okay, so by that time we'll deal with this case in complete detail. As of now, this case I'll explain just what highlights of it so that you can understand the appointment of Chief Justice of India in a better way. So what is the case? Keshavananda Bharati and others versus State of Kerala. Okay. So what this case was basically dealing with is fundamental rights of a citizen are important, or directive principles of state policy are important. Have you heard the word directive principles of state policy?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'll tell it in short. Fundamental rights, right to freedom of speech and expression, right to religion, right to
Yes,
equality.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. There are 7 fundamental rights.
Yeah, you're right. So what is the right given to every citizen of India is, if you are feeling at any point that government of India is violating any fundamental right of yours, you can directly approach the Supreme Court, not any district court or high court, but directly approach the Supreme Court and tell that my right is being violated by the government of India. So what the Supreme Court tells, it will analyze if the government is really violating and then take action and make sure that your rights are restored to you. Okay, so this power is given by the Constitution of India to the fundamental rights of citizens. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, this case was about basic structure of India's constitution.
Yes, you're right. This was about basic structure of the Indian Constitution. So next what I was telling is directive principles of state policy. What is directive principle? By the name you can understand directive principles of state policy. So what the constitution has told us, it has listed out certain articles, okay, from article 39 to article 51, what the list is about, what are the steps should be taken by the government in order to improve the life of the people. Okay, it has equal wages for equal work, like establishment of panchayati raj, prohibition of cow slaughter, and many other provisions are there, like establish giving scientific temper among the public. So there are a list of directive principles for the state policy, and providing pension, maternity benefits, all these things are listed in the constitution itself. But what there is a small twist here is that constitution told that if this particular functions are not provided by the government, people cannot go and question in the court. Okay, telling that, see, this is written in constitution, government of India is not doing it. Okay, so this is called as the power to approach judicial review. Okay, that is, people cannot approach Supreme Court telling that directive principles of state policy are not being implemented. Okay, so this was the basic stuff, like how it is mentioned in the constitution. Clear? When fundamental right is violated, you can go to the Supreme Court, but when DPSPs are not being implemented by the government, you cannot go to the Supreme Court and demand it. The reason being, see, when the constitution was started, Indian financial position was very weak, right? Like, we just got independence, we had to establish our industries, we had to provide employment, there were a lot of responsibilities for the government. So if the Supreme Court, if the Constitution told it is compulsory for the government to provide pension to all, government to provide maternity benefit, everything, it will be a financial burden. So what the Constitution thought is, let the time be gradually, let us give time for the government to make all these policies happen. Okay. So clear with these two concepts, like, shall we go ahead?
Yes,
No,
yes.
ma'am. Repeat it one times more.
Yeah. So what fundamental rights, what is the special feature of fundamental rights is that a citizen of India can approach the Supreme Court directly, telling that my fundamental rights are being violated by the executive, that is the government of India. Okay, but what is DPSP? DPSP is nothing but the guidelines that are given to the government. Okay, how you have to govern the country in such a way that every part of the society is benefited. So when this if the government, just imagine, doesn't give maternity benefit, there is no act in India which provides for maternity leave for women, government women, or women employees. Okay, that time at present in 2020 it is okay, but when constitution was started, the Indians did not have, or at present also we cannot approach Supreme Court telling this, and so we are not having this facility, but it is mentioned in the DPSP. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Thank you, ma'am.
remember this. Now next step is, what started happening in this time is, one of the provisions of DPSP, there is a voice. Kindly mute your mics, everyone. Yeah. So what government of India started doing is land reforms. Have you heard of land reforms?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
In-
what happened? Yeah, what happened
I'm in
during?
Chennai.
Yeah, land reforms happened all over India. Okay, it was a what policy of the government of India then. What was the purpose was this? See, you would have heard of the word zamindar, right? During the Britishers' time, huge lands were under the hands of zamindar. So, and there were many landless people who had become burdened to the like they had become slaves almost to the zamindars, because they couldn't repay the loan, and there were many problems. So one of the point mentioned in directive principles is equitable distribution of wealth. Okay, and avoiding concentration of wealth in the hands of people. So what government of India did that time is, it started putting limits on the number of land area that can be held by an individual. Okay, one particular person holding land more than so and so dimension, for example 10 acres, if a person is holding land more than 10 acres, that remaining part should be given off to the government of India, and government will distribute it among the landless laborers of the area. Okay, this was the provision. The another problem here was, holding property or right to property was also a fundamental right. Can you understand the conflict here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Person has a right to hold the property. It is his fundamental right. He can go and approach the Supreme Court that I have my fundamental right to property is being violated by Government of India. Fine, but what government is doing here, its intention is very pure. What it wants to do, wants to make sure that wealth or the land as a property should not be concentrated in the hand of a single person. So this Keshavananda Bharati was also a person. He is a saint. If you want to see the picture, you can see his images in the internet. He is a saint in Kerala who had a huge property and he was using it for social purpose. Okay, so what he approached the Supreme Court telling my fundamental right is being violated. So what Parliament that time told is, see, so this court goes to the Supreme Court means who are the two parties here in the Supreme Court? One is Keshavananda Bharati and other one is
State of Kerala.
State of Kerala, or as such if you see it is the Indian executive. Clear? So what happens? What the argument? Yeah?
And repeated one times more. Voice is not clear.
Yeah. Is the voice not clear to everyone, or I think there's a problem in the mic?
It is
Ma'am,
clear,
it is
ma'am.
clear.
Okay, so what happens is this particular case goes to the Supreme Court and it is a conflict between the person accused, that is Keshavananda Bharati and others, versus the executive of the country. Okay, so what happens, this is a very important matter of constitution. Like see, both the provisions DPSP and fundamental rights are there in constitution only. So remember one thing, whenever there is an issue regarding the constitutional matter in Supreme Court, they form a bench. I told you no judgment is taken individually. Like important judgments, they are generally pronounced by a bench of a Supreme Court. Remember, for any issues related to the constitution, minimum 5 judges of the Supreme Court should be there in a bench. Okay, for any constitutional related judgments, minimum 5 judges should be there in a bench. They are called as constitutional bench of a Supreme Court. Okay, that will again be decided by whom? Chief Justice of India. Okay, so for this particular case, there were 7 judges. Sorry, there were 13 judges. This constitution bench that was dealing with the case of Keshavananda Bharati, it had 13 judges. Clear, minimum 5 judges should be there, but what this case, as it is a very important case, the Supreme Court decided that opinion of more judges is important and they have made a bench of 13 judges. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So now what happens is, again, you know, the democracy works on the principle of majority, right? Out of these 13 judges of the Supreme Court, there can be opinions. Every judge will have his own opinion, right? And they would have discussed that the cases will go on, investigations will happen, and arguments will happen referring to the constitution, debates of the constitution, what all will happen. Everything will be done and these 13 judges will sit to decide what should be done. Okay, in this, there will be, these judges only will be divided amongst themselves. So how can 13 be divided into 2? Not exactly, right? So it should be 7 and 6. That is how these 13 judges, you know, they formed 2 opinions. In that, 2 groups created among themselves. Okay, that is 7 judges, one group 7 judges ka, and another group was of 6 judges. Fine. So what was this conflicting opinion is that, see, one particular group, that is the group of 7 judges, so their majority and their decision was considered as the final decision of Keshavananda Bharati case. Okay, what was the opinion of this particular judge? Okay, what they told is, see, Parliament of India, that is the executive and the legislature, Parliament of India has the power to amend the constitution. Am I right? Parliament can
Yes,
amend the
ma'am.
constitution?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. But at the same time, Parliament is not like Jo man mein aaya badal ke dalo. Is it like that? Whatever the Parliament wants, change it.
No, ma'am. No.
Why no? It is Parliament's wish. No, they can give any justification and do. Okay, this was the conception of Parliament. What Parliament was that time trying to do is just to implement its policies of its political party. It started making Ain-minded changes to the constitution. Okay, as they had majority in the Parliament, it was very easy to pass a constitution bill for. I know it's very difficult to pass a constitutional amendment bill. As they had majority in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, Indian National Congress was at the ruling party that time, they started making constitution, like there are various amendments. We'll deal that when we see amendments to constitution. Okay, 24th, 25th amendment, all these things, they started making such radical changes that it started, like, constitution of India's essence started losing. Okay, so what supreme, this seven judges, that group of seven among the judges told us, Parliament, you have the right to make changes, we agree, but don't forget that your right to amend constitution is limited. Okay, it is not like whatever changes you want you can make. Don't do that. What doctrine, what judgment we are giving is, just remember there is a basic structure for the constitution. Okay, what is that basic structure? Supreme Court has not defined it, but if we see the preamble, right, there are certain words in the preamble: sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, all these words,
We did.
Yeah.
Nothing, ma'am.
Yeah. So there are various, if you see the Constitution of India debates, what is the debate meaning? When the Constitution was being framed by Constituent Assembly, it was a parliament, in fact. They were all discussing and debating what all should be included in parliament, what all should not be included. All these are written down word to word. Okay. So if you read all these things, you'll understand what was the intention of the constitution makers. So now you are running the government doesn't mean that you can make any changes which will make the constitution lose itself. Okay, so it will instead introduce a doctrine called as doctrine of basic structure. Parliament can amend anything in the constitution, but it cannot touch the basic structure. Just like we have a house constructed, ancestral property kind of thing. Okay, if you want, our parents will be like, you want construct upper buildings how much ever you want, extend the area, but will not allow you to change the basic structure that has come to us from our forefathers. It is kind of like that. Okay, so do you think the parliament will like these seven judges who gave this judgment?
Yes, ma'am.
Why will the parliament like?
No,
Because
ma'am.
it is something against the parliament,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Just kind of hurt the ego of the parliament. Okay, so this is one group of judge. In the same 13 bench that I was talking about, the other 6 judges, they were the ones who told, no, parliament is nothing but they are the people who are elected by the Indian citizens, right? Who are parliamentarians. We only elect them to the parliament. So what the parliament wants is nothing but is the opinion of the citizens of India. So parliament has complete right to change the constitution. No, the Supreme Court or any other judicial body cannot question the right of the parliament. But as you see in the bench, the majority decision will prevail.
Was 7.
7 judges prevail. The 7 judges won their judgment of basic structure only one, and that has become a landmark judgment kind of thing. See, one of the thing is in democracy or in Indian constitution, balance between the 3 organs is very important. That is executive, judiciary, and legislature. And what NJAC tried to do, according to Supreme Court, is that they tried to harm the independence of the judiciary. That is the reason they told the basic structure doctrine and this particular balance, check and balance, and independence of every organ must be maintained. And that's the reason why we are rejecting NJAC. Okay. So the remaining 6 judges, they'll kind of become favorite for the government. Okay. See I told you who appoints the judge of the Supreme Court. It is the president. And who advises the president for appointments and all? It is the prime minister, who will again be having a group of council of ministers. Okay, this judgment happens in 1973. Just in 1974, that year's Chief Justice of India will retire. Okay, so as per the convention, what the Chief Justice does, he writes the name of the next senior most judge and gives it to the president. But that time, I think it was President Fakhruddin was the president at that time. It goes to the president. But what happens? Can you guess? The 4 judges of the senior most judges, like 3 judges of the Supreme Court who are in the top list, those 3 judges will be a part of the 7 group, that is who went against the government. And the 4th judge will be A.N. Ray. Okay, this name is very important. Justice A.N. Ray. He'll be the one who would have been a part of the 6 judges. That is one who suggests that the parliament has total power. So what happens here is, That time the Prime Minister was Mrs. Indira Gandhi. She appoints Justice A.N. Ray as the Chief Justice of India. So don't you think it has violated a particular practice that has been followed?
It feels
The three,
biased.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
yes, the three senior judges were superseded. Yeah,
Ma'am, but the president appoints the chief justice as Indira Gandhi
yeah,
was a prime minister, so how she
yeah.
can appoint a chief justice?
She did not appoint, she recommends. What is the function of a president? President functions, it is mentioned in the constitution itself. President works on the aid and advice of council of ministers headed by the prime minister. Okay, so prime minister's work is to advise the president, and constitution has been made in such a way that president has to abide by the words of the prime minister. Okay, so that is hence I told the show was run by the prime minister, and even now that happens. Prime minister is the one who decides everything. President is the person who just signs and makes the thing come into force.
And
Clear?
ma'am, when Justice A.N. Ray was appointed, the
Yeah.
rest of three judges, they didn't do anything about their action.
They can't do anything. They had approached the Supreme Court as well, and that we can see in second judge's case. That comes up
Okay.
in second judge's case. But see,
Okay.
there is no written convention, right? Written in a written way, or there was no Supreme Court judgment as well, which you can refer to tell that only senior most judge of the Supreme Court has to be appointed as CJI. That was the problem. So what happened? This A.N. Ray was a person who superseded four senior most judges, I think three senior most judges, and he became the Chief Justice of India. So how would you feel if you were among those three judges? It is
Yes,
a
ma'am.
lifetime experience,
Yes.
lifetime chance for you to become Chief Justice. Three people left, and the fourth person is made. And this again, why this happened? Because it was kind of a revenge against the judiciary. Okay, when A.N. Rai becomes the Chief Justice of India, definitely he will be the one who will definitely like the government,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
it is a chance given to him. He
Yes.
wouldn't have thought he'll ever become a Chief Justice of India, but that was a chance given to him. So this A.N. Rai will serve his entire term. He retires, and after that, again the second senior most judge, that is M.U. Beg, will be appointed as the Chief Justice in 1977. Okay, two times this happens. Okay, in the entire history of Indian Supreme Court, two times the seniority of judges in the case of appointment of CJI has been violated. Once it is in 1974, okay, and another one is in 1977 when Justice M.U. Beg, that is the second senior most judge of Supreme Court, will be chosen as the Chief Justice of India. Clear why
When
I told the
when
whole
ma'am?
that is in
Please repeat.
1977. That is the time when A.N. Ray will retire, and M.U. Beg, Justice M.U. Beg, will become the Chief Justice of India.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yeah,
Yes, ma'am. So will we study all of this again in that Keshwanand case?
yeah. We'll revise everything in Keshwananda Bharati, even in
Okay.
more detail about fundamental rights and DPSP. Even more examples I'll give you that time. For at present, this much is sufficient.
Ma'am, you've just given a gist of it, ma'am.
Yeah, this is just an outline. Keshwananda Bharati has many more provisions, like why it happened, how, what was the exact conflict between right to property and the DPSP. Many cases are there where the government and judiciary will be fighting, telling fundamental rights is great. They tell DPSP is great. Which one is more superior? Which one is inferior?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, there is in opposite party no against
Yeah.
the government.
Yeah, it is the opposition party was always there, but till the time Morarji Desai became the Prime Minister of India, Indian National Congress was having a very good strength in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, that is the reason opposition was not very strong, and you know that was the one of the reason for establishment of emergency. And once emergency happened, Indian National Congress could not come to power for more than 4-5 years. Okay, we'll
Excuse
see
ma'am.
that. Yeah.
Ma'am, what was his name? Like right now only you told AN something. What was his name?
A.N. Ray. A.N.R.A.Y. Ray.
Okay. Ma'am, in 1977 he was retired.
He retired. He completed 65 years and he retired. After that, the senior most had to become, but second senior most, Justice M.U. Beg will be appointed as Chief Justice of India.
Ma'am, what was his name? Justice?
M.U. Beg. B.E.G. Beg.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So why I told this entire thing is so that you can remember why and when was this convention of appointing senior most judges was violated. Okay. So when these two incidents happened, Supreme Court and judiciary got very angry, like our independence is being harmed. So what will happen when the convention is violated? It is nothing but who favors the government, they'll be appointed as Chief Justice of India. And in the any cases that come up against the government of India, there will be a compromise in justice. So judiciary then they didn't want this to happen. Okay, so in second judge's case, we saw three judges' case yesterday, right? In the last class, in the second judge's case, what happens is Supreme Court makes it very clear that it is compulsory for every government. It is compulsory for the president to appoint only the senior most justice of the Supreme Court as the Chief Justice of India. Okay, so when it is told by the Supreme Court, nobody can violate the statement. Okay, so till then, there was no judgment regarding this, nor was there any law which spoke about it. Neither is it mentioned in the constitution. So it was kept 2 times. It was violated. So once this happened, the Supreme Judiciary became alert and it made a judgment and it made it very strict and compulsory for the senior most judge of Supreme Court to be appointed as the Chief Justice of India. Clear with the appointment of Chief Justice?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
okay. Do we need a break today as it's only 1.5 hour class?
No, ma'am.
I
It's
don't
okay.
think there is a break, right?
No, ma'am.
Continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Please
Yes, ma'am.
continue.
You continue, ma'am.
So now we spoke about appointment of judges and all. Let's go to retirement of judges of the Supreme Court. Okay. So as I've told you, it is 65 years. That is clear. Retirement age is 65 years. Okay.
Ma'am, it is compulsory.
Yeah, retirement is compulsory in India. For example, see, like how central government employees, they are retired at the age of 60 years. Similarly, different state governments have different rules. In different states, 58 is the age, and in other states, 60, they go on par
Okay,
with
ma'am.
center. So this is mentioned in the constitution itself. Okay, senior age limit of the Supreme Court judges, 65. That is after that.
Excuse, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, as CGI can retire at 65, so
Okay.
ma'am, lower judges highest age of retirement is
That is.
ma'am
Sorry, I didn't get you. Yeah.
lower judges retirement ages, ma'am, means which are lying under the CGI. They are like
All the judges will retire at the age of 65. Okay, so just imagine if the Supreme Court of India is only 62 years and the second senior most judge in the Supreme Court, that is second person, he is 64 years. Even if the senior most is having younger in age, he will
Yes,
only
ma'am.
be appointed as CJI. Okay, 1 year after that, the second senior most judge, he'll turn 65 and he'll retire. He'll retire as judge of the Supreme Court. That's all.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So now if you see,
And ma'am,
yeah,
one more question. If a lawyer is of 65 age,
yeah.
will he
Lawyer-
also retire?
No, lawyers don't have
Or
any
the
age.
second or first, second or top three judges or the candidates for judge, higher judges, if they
Okay.
are the age of 65, will they also retire? Or is it
All
only
the
for the
judges of
judge?
all the judges of Supreme Court, that is the people who pronounce judgments,
Yes,
judges
ma'am.
I'm talking about, they'll retire at the age of 65. Lawyers are the ones who argue the cases on behalf of the client, right? They are not providing justice.
Yes,
So who
ma'am.
will appoint the lawyer? There is no appointment or anything
Yes,
as such,
yes.
right? So lawyers they enroll themselves into Bar Council of India as a practice at present
Yes,
in
ma'am.
India. Bar Council is an association of lawyers and they enroll themselves, right? So I think Bar Council doesn't provide
Yes,
retirement.
ma'am.
No, ma'am. it
Excuse,
doesn't.
ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
what is the
okay.
maximum age of lawyer?
There is no maximum age for a lawyer. See, as age increases, lawyers have better experience to argue the cases. So I don't think there is an age limit. Just like how it is for politicians, there is no age limit to become a president. In the same way, there is no age limit for a lawyer. But in order to be a judge, see, lawyer is it's a profession. It has nothing to do with the constitution, right? It is not appointed. It's not a role that is fixed by the government. It is as good as working in a private entity. Clear?
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. Any
Ma'am,
doubt?
if there is one lawyer to become Chief Justice and there is age is 65,
Lawyer cannot become chief justice. Lawyer has to be appointed as judge of high court and then go to the judge of the supreme court, or probably he has to be a jurist, good jurist in the eyes of the president. That time he can first become judge of the supreme court, and then only he stands a chance of becoming chief justice of India. If 65 years means they'll have no right to become a judge of supreme court because the age limit is crossed, right? It is mentioned in the constitution. 65 is the maximum age a Supreme Court judge can have. After that, they'll be retiring. Okay.
means if a person reached the age of 65, he is no longer eligible for the
Becoming
judge.
judge of the
Judge.
Supreme Court. Right.
Supreme.
Right.
Okay.
thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Excuse, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what is the minimum age to become a Chief Justice of Supreme Court?
As I mentioned earlier, there is no minimum age to become the judge of Supreme Court or High Court. There is no minimum age. Okay. It is based on the caliber and based on the appointments done by the judges. There is no minimum age. Only the maximum age is 65. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So if you see here for becoming CJI, you can see the document here. The Chief Justice retires at the age of 65, right? So, for example, just take an example: two judges, okay, two people among you only will be appointed to Supreme Court on the same day, okay. Two people among you have been appointed as judge of the Supreme Court on 29th of July 2020, right? Now, after who will become the Chief Justice of India when your superior will retire? Imagine you are the senior most judges of the Supreme Court now standing in a row. Mr. A and Mr. B will be appointed to the Supreme Court on the same day. Okay. So who will become Chief Justice of India in case the senior person retires? Both are appointed on same day. So the number of years they have
Your
served.
experience in High Court?
No.
Based on their age?
Ma'am, date of birth.
No. What happens
Ma'am,
here is among
ma'am,
the
their
two people.
previous,
Yeah.
ma'am,
The
their
one who has
previous
higher
experience.
No.
experience.
How will you judge? Again, there it will be a problem, right? On what basis will you analyze previous experience? Everything
The
will be
ye-
a problem.
The years of his high court services, ma'am.
No. What if both have served? They are classmates. They both served as high court judges for the same number of years. So all these criteria will be.
Who takes oath first?
Yeah, who takes oath first? For example, Mr. A and Mr. B are joining Supreme Court today itself. They have been appointed as judges of Supreme Court. The appointment completes when the judge takes oath as the Supreme Court judge. Okay, the oath is administered by the President of India. So, if Mr. B takes oath first and Mr. A takes oath next, it will be Mr. B who will be appointed as Chief Justice of India, because even duration of few minutes, he is senior to the other person in the Supreme Court, right? So the seniority is all that matters in Supreme Court to become Chief Justice of India. Clear? The only eligible criteria to become Chief Justice of India is seniority as judge of the Supreme Court. Clear?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, the judge who will take before oath, he will become as a CGI.
Yes, he'll be more senior to the person who joined next. That is all I was about to tell. So when their turn to become Chief Justice of India comes, that time if you see both have joined on the same date, but the person who took oath will be considered as the senior most to the person who took oath second. Even
ma'am,
it might be a matter of 2 minutes, it does matter.
So, but ma'am, this is the under the president only, as the president only give the oath to means give the oath to the judges. He
Yeah,
only
it depends on that day's circumstance, how it is. Probably both might come at the same time, or probably they'll put a chit or something. They'll pick up from the chit who will take it first. So those things will be done on consensus basis. I think as such there has been no case like that till date, so we cannot say what happens exactly. But it will be on a consensus basis itself.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, now after Justice S.A. Bobde, the Justice U Lalit will come into will serve as Chief Justice.
Yes.
So
yes.
why tenure is low?
Because
74 years he is serving.
Yeah, he is 74 years. But see, Justice Arvind Bobde is only 60 years, but still he is the Chief Justice. That is because Arvind Bobde joined Supreme Court earlier than Justice UU Lalit. Okay, that is the main reason.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Seniority. Who joins Supreme Court first, who is appointed as Judge of Supreme Court first, becomes Chief Justice of India based on the seniority. Okay. If you see, if you have gone through last week's paper, there was an article about it is like there is no women Chief Justice of India, right? Till now we had discussed. So there are various judges. See, now Justice Bhanumati retired. So there has arisen a vacancy in Supreme Court. The one judge has to be appointed, right? So there was an article regarding who would be appointed to that post. Okay. So now who recommends? Collegium is a Supreme Court group that recommends the names to the president. So that what that article told us, there is one particular judge of Bangalore, Karnataka High Court. Okay. Just I think her name is Justice Nagaratna. If she will be appointed as Supreme Court judge now in this year, what happens is probably in 2027 she'll come to the senior most position and she'll become the first women chief justice of India. Okay, so now the decision lies with the collegium. President generally tells a yes to the decisions of collegium. So if at present Justice Nagaratna from Karnataka High Court, she is appointed as Judge of Supreme Court, she'll be serving as Judge of the Supreme Court till 2027. And in that year, when the Chief Justice retires, she will hold a chance to become India's first women Chief Justice of India. So if you make the calculations till 2027, she'll be the senior most judge that time and she'll hold the chance to become first women Chief Justice of India. So the decision now lies with the court who will be appointed as next judge of the Supreme Court. Clear?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, there is in every state there is more high court. There is in every state there is many high courts. Ma'am, how to choose one judge from many states?
So that is the work done by collegium. Okay, we have 25 high courts in India. Okay,
yes,
so what collegium does is it will see in every area there will be experts. Okay, so in school as well we had so many teachers in the school, but there will be some person who will be performing so better and you all students will be liking them more because they'll be having that dedication towards their service. So there will be various judges who have really put their life into the service, like they have been impartial in justice delivery, and there will be various phenomena. Okay, excuse me.
Are you fine, ma'am?
Yeah, thank you. So there will be various criteria that will be taken into account by the collegium before deciding or before giving the list to the president for appointment. Okay, and I think this process is not being given to the public. That is one more accusation on the judiciary. Like there are various people who tell that this process in which collegium selects who should be the judge, or in the process followed by them, the criteria followed by them should be made public, but at present it is not in the public domain. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so if you see the question, why 65 years was fixed as the retiring age for judges? Can anybody guess? Yeah, why
Life
65 years?
expectancy of
Yeah, it was
Indian
because
citizen is 60 to 65.
yeah, so when India got independence, when a child is born, even now when a kid is born, life is expected like how many years with good health, how many years can a person be alive? Okay, that is called life expectancy. Number of years a child will be alive. That is called life expectancy. And when India got independence, the average life expectancy was 60 to 65 years. So maximum year was taken as a criteria. Okay, so that till the judge lives, his service can be utilized. But now life expectancy has gone up due to various initiatives of the government. Clear?
Ma'am, what is commencement of the constitution?
When does the constitution come into force? It came into force on 26 Jan 1950, right?
Okay.
So that was the date taken. But if you see, the Constituent Assembly made it, so the time taken was probably 1947. That time they had considered the life expectancy. Nothing much changes in 5 to 10 years, right? So that was the year age fixed. So see, can you see here, Chief Justice in
Excuse ma'am.
USA? Yeah.
Ma'am, the constitution came into force on 26 Jan or 28 Jan?
26th Jan, Constitution of India came into force. Indian Supreme Court after independence came into force on 28th Jan, just 2 days after Constitution came. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So because first Constitution has to come, Constitution only till Supreme Court should be there. Then Supreme Court will come 2 days after. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So in USA, you can see judges don't retire at all once you become judge of the Supreme Court, federal court. It is called as federal court in US. So till the judge lives, till the judge is alive, he'll serve as judge of the federal court. And in UK and Canada, the age is fixed at 75 years. Don't know what criteria they would have followed. Okay. So now let's see removal of the judges. Clear? Any doubts still
Yes,
here?
ma'am.
No doubt.
Is
And
it clear
ma'am,
for
what happens?
Yeah.
Ma'am, what happens if any judge vacates his or her office immediately, like if he or she dies or if he or she resigns?
Yeah, if that happens, there'll be a vacancy created in the Supreme Court, okay? And that vacancy has to be fulfilled by the same procedure, like collegium will recommend and president will appoint. So not like, see how it happens in case of a president is, his role is very important. His signature becomes very crucial. But if one person, one Supreme Court judge dies, the remaining judges can manage the show, right? And if something happens to the Chief Justice of India, senior most judge will act as the Chief Justice and immediately the process will take place and he'll be appointed as Chief Justice only probably, okay? So judge means there are, what you can say, there is a alternative for that. But when if something happens to the president, you have no president to sign, right? That is why in case of a judge, it will be made sure that a new appointment is made to the post. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
we saw how judges are appointed, how Chief Justice is appointed, what are the conventions to be followed, where the convention was violated, and now we'll see if there is a bad judge, what will happen. Okay, you would have seen various movies in which they show judges will take bribe from someone and he'll tell the courts, okay, decide the case in favor of the. Have you seen some movies like that? In most of the time,
Yes, ma'am.
judiciary is shown as a very positive aspect in the Indian movies. Luckily, there are certain movies which do not show reality, and they show just judiciary also in a bad light. They also show police like when some robbery has happened or when a murder has happened, then police will come in the end. But do you really think that happens?
No, ma'am.
No,
Police
ma'am.
is very proactive and it is one of the best efficient police services in the whole world. Okay, so just in the movies they show like that, and our people really need to have real awareness of the working of police and the judiciary as well. So just imagine in a case where there is a Supreme Court judge who is found taking bribe from a rich corporate company. Okay. Just a few years ago, there was a case related to Vodafone. Okay, there was some issue that Vodafone did not pay its taxes properly. So, Indian IT income taxation department (CBDT) it went to the Supreme Court telling this particular company has not paid tax properly. Okay, so in this case, just imagine it did not happen. So Supreme Court favored Indian government, but in this case, just imagine was a very rich company then. Just imagine when Vodafone has tried to bribe this person called as a person A in the Supreme Court, who is one of the judges who is giving the judgment. Okay, so is this a good sign for the Indian judiciary?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
And take one more incident. President has come to talk to judge for some work, and President of India sees that judge is taking money from Vodafone company, and this illegality is happening. So can the president come and tell in media that, see, I saw judge was taking money, he should be removed, I'll resign, he has to resign, I'll remove him from the post of Chief Justice of India or judge of a Supreme Court, I'll throw him out. Can president tell like that?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Why no?
There is article. There
Yes.
is some amendment
Yes. So
are written.
president or whoever it is, Indian judiciary or anything in India, there is something called as an evidence act, right? You need to prove evidence. Even president tells he has seen. President is who? He is the first citizen of India. Even the president tells that I have seen the judge taking bribe or doing any illegality. He cannot take any decision unilaterally. What happens is this particular removal of judges has a long procedure that is prescribed in the constitution. Okay, so why this long procedure is given is that, just imagine the Vodafone person was trying to bribe but the judge was not accepting. Judge was probably scolding the Vodafone person and president just saw it from outside. What he has seen is something wrong and what he understood is also wrong. Judge is a very genuine person. That time what will happen, president will remove him off, means a good person has lost his right to, or lost a chance to give justice to the government of India, right? So in order to avoid all these circumstances and make sure that judiciary will be controlled by parliament in such cases, but it at the same time judiciary will be independent. Okay, you have to consider two things here. One is executive or parliament should have the right to make sure that no such illegalities happen in judiciary. At the same time, independence of judiciary should not be violated. Okay, so there is a long procedure. You can remember this, easy it is. What has to be done, what the procedure is that Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Okay, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Who is the person who handles Lok Sabha? When you will be seeing, there will be many debates going on. People will be screaming. There will be a
Speaker.
person,
Speaker.
yeah,
Speaker.
Lok Sabha will be controlled by a speaker, and Rajya Sabha will be controlled by
Vice President.
vice president, and he'll be called as
As
chairman of,
chairperson.
yeah, chairperson of Rajya Sabha. So either 100 Lok Sabha members or 50 members from Rajya Sabha. Okay, they'll pass a motion. Okay, it is called as a resolution or a motion to for the removal of the president. How many members from Lok Sabha? Either 100 members from Lok Sabha or 50 members from Rajya Sabha will move a resolution telling, excuse me, the president, the Supreme Court judge has to be removed. Okay, and it will be submitted to the speaker or the respective chairperson. Okay, and the speaker or the chairperson can either accept it or reject the resolution. Okay, what will happen first? 100 members from Lok Sabha or 50 members from Rajya Sabha will move the resolution to the speaker or the chairperson. They have the right or they have the power either to accept it or reject it. If they reject it, the resolution is closed there. Okay, but if they accept it, there is another next step has to be followed. What is that? Speaker will tell, okay, you all are telling that there is a doubt on the chief justice or the Supreme Court judge, let's investigate the matter. Okay, so what speaker does, he or she will appoint a small committee. Okay, the speaker will appoint a small committee that will be having Chief Justice of India or a senior most judge of Supreme Court. Okay, 3 members will be there. Chief Justice of India or senior most judge of the Supreme Court will be the first person. Okay, second person is a judge of a high court. We have 25 high courts, so any high court judge will do. First is Chief Justice of India or any senior Supreme Court judge. Second person is judge of any high court, and third person is a distinguished jurist. Okay, so what Supreme Court, the speaker will do, he or she will appoint a committee, and this committee will consist of 3 members: Chief Justice of India or Supreme Court judge, High Court judge, and a distinguished jurist. This case will go to them, and this particular committee will find evidences for the misbehavior or incapacity of the judge of the Supreme Court. Okay, this investigation will go on, and they'll submit a report to the parliament. Okay, clear? This process is clear. Should I repeat the process again?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha process.
Yeah. Clear, or shall I tell it once again?
Once again, ma'am.
Okay. So if there is an accusation against the judge of a Supreme Court, what process happens is either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Okay, the initiative can be taken by either house of the parliament. If it is taken by Lok Sabha, 100 members of Lok Sabha should pass a resolution to the speaker, and in case of Rajya Sabha 50 members will give it to the chairperson. Okay, that time what will happen, the chairperson or speaker, they can either accept the resolution or tell no, this is a baseless accusation, I cannot accept this. In case the resolution is cancelled or rejected by the speaker, it will, the removal process will close off there itself. In case the speaker accepts it and feels that there is a genuine case here, he or she will appoint a committee, because again speaker is an independent person who cannot go for the investigation all alone. He or she will appoint a committee of 3 people. Okay, remember these 3 people are all are from judiciary itself. Okay, that is Chief Justice of India. Remember only 3: Chief Justice of India, second is a judge of any high court or distinguished jurist. Wherever you have Chief Justice of India, think he is busy, he might tell you go instead of me. A senior Supreme Court judge also can be sent. So just remember 3 names: Chief Justice of India, second is High Court judge, any High Court judge, and distinguished jurist. This is a committee that is constituted by the Speaker. What this committee will do, it will analyze whether there is a real misbehavior or there is a real illegality happening by a particular judge, and it will submit a report to the parliament. Okay, till here it is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
Ma'am?
now, okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Ma'am, repeated three names: Justice of High Court, Chief Justice.
First is Chief Justice of India. Okay. Second is High Court judge. Any judge of India's 25 high courts can be a part of this. That depends on the speaker. And the third is a distinguished jurist. The distinguished jurist is nothing but an advocate or probably a very senior lawyer from the country.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now this report comes into the parliament's table. Okay. Now just imagine that this report is nothing but a bill being passed in the parliament. Okay. What is the procedure of passing a bill? It has to be accepted by majority of Lok Sabha. Then it will go to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha mein it has to be accepted by the majority. And then president will sign and this becomes an act. And it will start coming into force from the next day. The act will be implemented. In the same way, this particular report has to be passed in both the houses of parliament and signed by the president. If it is just this much, it would be very easily passed. If the government is having grudge against any particular judge thing, and these judges of the Supreme Court who is a part of this committee are also part of the government or also favoring government, the judge who is accused can be at a loss. So again here what is the twist is, this particular bill or this particular report that has been given by the committee, it has to be passed by a special majority. What is the meaning of special majority? Can anybody tell meaning of special majority?
Majority.
There is many peoples are agree.
Simple majority is if there are 100 people in a group, 51% will tell yes, means okay, the bill is passed. But special majority is not 51%, but 2/3 of those present and voting should tell yes, this bill will be telling a yes to the bill. Okay, so special majority is nothing but 2/3 of the total strength of those present and voting have to pass the bill. Okay, so it is not easy. If there are 100, just imagine there are 90 people in the Lok Sabha. Okay, the strength of Lok Sabha is 90. Total strength is 120. Imagine, but the remaining 30 are absent, and today only 90 are present. So, what is the task for the government? The bill comes to the parliament today, and Lok Sabha has to pass. What is 90 into 2/3? 60 people should tell yes to the bill, and those 90 who are present, not necessarily they should belong to the same political party, right? So this is a very tough choice in front of the government. It cannot easily remove a judge. So that is the reason why the constitution tells removal of judge has to be passed by a special majority. Clear the meaning of special majority?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Should I repeat it once again? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
So this has to happen. This 2/3 majority has to accept in Lok Sabha, and the same bill should go to Rajya Sabha. There also 2/3 majority. Then it should go to the president. Then president will sign and give an order. Okay, that the order tells that this order will be removing so and so person as the judge of the Supreme Court. So if there is a question, how is the Supreme Court judge removed? It is by an order of the president. That is all. In the answer option you'll have by an order of the president. If in the MCQ, that all should be your answer. But for you to remember, I'm telling this whole process. Okay, this also can be a part of the MCQs. That is why I told you the whole process. So once this particular judge is removed, from then that particular time itself, the judge becomes, he'll not be a judge of the Supreme Court, and that particular post will become vacant. Clear? The process is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah.
Ma'am, when the that Chief Justice will be removed, so the position will be no one will be there CGI.
Yeah.
Then President will rule it.
No, not CJ. Any judge of Supreme Court, I'm telling you. Any judge that can be. Even if CJI will be removed in that particular process, senior most judge will be immediately appointed as the Chief Justice of India. Because it is understood, right? Whoever is senior most, there is no need of any recommendation also. Senior most judge will be appointed as CJI. This is told by Supreme Court itself. And if a judge is removed by this process, nothing but there is a vacancy in Supreme Court. And the collegium will again select a person and he will be appointed as the judge of the Supreme Court. Clear? So this whole process is called, you will not call it as removal of judge. There is a name and that is called as impeachment of a judge. Okay. Judges, presidents, they all are not removed. The name is impeachment. So if you have gone through the sample paper of your CLAT exam, you would have come across this word, right? Impeachment.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was related to what? Impeachment of? It was related to impeachment of US president. Okay. Even in India, if the president of India has to be removed, and that process will be called impeachment of president. Okay. In that case also, same procedure will be followed by the speaker. And who all will be impeached in the same manner. Impeachment, like there are various posts in the Constitution of India in which removal means, they have told, on the grounds of removal of Supreme Court judge. If removal of president means, it is written on the lines of removal of the Supreme Court judge. So even if president has to be removed, the same process follows. Even if judge of a high court has to be removed, same process will be followed. Election Commissioner of India and Comptroller and Auditor General, that is CAG, who is called as a CAG, all these constitutional posts, if the person has to be removed, the same procedure will be followed, and it is called as the process of impeachment.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, the Supreme Court judge is responsible to president or that is
Supreme Court judge is actually independent. There is no directly, there is no reporting authority like that. They'll be directly or indirectly controlled through the appointments. Okay. They'll not be reporting to the president, like how you have legislature is having their allegiance to the people of India or Lok Sabha. There is nothing like for judiciary. They are not accountable to the president, or like they are accountable, but not in the sense like they'll be reporting to the president. There is nothing as such.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
The process of impeachment is the same for the High Court, Supreme Court judge.
Supreme Court judge, High Court judge, President, CAG, CAG, that is Comptroller and Auditor General of India, Election Commissioner.
Okay, ma'am.
And many other posts, as you go through in the constitutional class, you'll remember that these are the important officials who will be removed in the same process. So has there been any judge of India who has been impeached? Or any president in India who has been impeached till date?
President Ramanandan Swamy.
No president in India has been impeached. No, the process also has not been initiated against any president. Judge of a Supreme Court who has been impeached?
No idea, ma'am.
Okay. So remember, there was one judge of Supreme Court called as Justice V. Ramaswamy. Okay. Justice V. Ramaswamy was a judge of Supreme Court against whom this process was initiated. Okay, it means the resolution was passed in Lok Sabha. I think it was passed in Rajya Sabha in this case. Resolution was passed. The chairman accepted. committee was formed, and the committee gave a report that this particular judge has committed a mistake and he has all the chances, then the president can easily remove him. So what has to happen? This particular bill or this particular report has to be passed with majority, special majority. The process came till here, but in Lok Sabha, this particular bill was not passed. This particular procedure or report was not passed, and the case was lapsed here only. Okay, so the question is, if you have a question, has any Supreme Court judge of India been impeached? The answer is no. But when you are asked, has the impeachment process initiated against any judge of the Supreme Court? The answer is yes, and it is only one Supreme Court judge, that is Justice Ramaswamy. The process was initiated, yes. Impeachment was completed, no. The impeachment didn't complete because the bill was, or the report was not passed. It didn't stand in the parliament, and the majority was in Lok Sabha. That's the reason why the bill lapsed. Clear?
Ma'am, one
Ma'am,
question.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
ma'am,
yeah, ask
why,
you now.
yes, ma'am. Why this ma'am means judge? This judge V Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy, yeah. Why he
Yes,
was
ma'am.
impeached? There was
Yes,
some particular reason for that. It was a political reason, I guess. They had seen he has been favoring a particular party or something. And one more thing you have to remember here is, Constitution does not tell on what grounds a justice or judge can be removed. If you see on the screen here, on the grounds, can you see the ground on which the judge can be removed? The second point, it tells proved misbehavior or incapacity. That is all. Okay, so the whole why, and why, the question why, on what grounds, just proved misbehavior or incapacity. The meaning or explanation of these two terms are not there in the constitution. So it entirely lies with the parliament. What accounts to misbehavior or what accounts to incapacity, that will be judged by the parliament. And in most cases, if something like that happens, it will be visible. Like if some illegality happens, people can see, and that will be taken up by the parliament. And that was the and do it as a homework. Find out why Justice Ramaswamy had gone till the level of being impeached. Will you all tell me this answer next class?
Yes,
sure.
ma'am.
So
Yes,
you also
ma'am.
might be curious. Even I am curious. I have to know why he was impeached.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
Excuse me.
ma'am, there was my doubt that one more High Court judge was also impeached and the process was successful.
Okay, I think High Court judge also has not impeached till date. No judge has been impeached, but one particular High Court judge has been jailed. This is another question for you. Find out the name of a High Court judge, or the only judge in India probably who has been put into jail. Even now he is in jail. Who is
Excuse me.
that? Yeah.
Ma'am, one times more repeated impeachment of judge process.
Okay. So what happens is, initially either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha will start the procedure by passing a resolution. In Lok Sabha, the minimum members passing the resolution, in the sense 100 people in Lok Sabha have to sign the resolution, and 50 in case of Rajya Sabha. Either of them, any one of them can do. They'll submit it to the speaker or chairperson. The speaker or chairperson will either accept it or reject it. If rejected, case is closed. If it is accepted, a committee will be formed by the speaker or chairman. Who will be the members of this committee? Chief Justice of India 1, Judge of a High Court 2, and third will be a distinguished jurist. Judge of a High Court, any of the 25 High Courts, there will be so many judges, anybody can be picked. So this particular committee will consider the matter and see if the illegality has been done really, and submit a report. If it is telling that yes, there has been an illegality and they recommend that the judge has to be removed, or tells that there is no illegality, whatever it is, that has to be passed by both houses of the parliament in a special majority. That is 2/3 of the members. Yeah.
Yes.
Excuse, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, the person judge who was sent into the prison, his name was C.S. Karnan.
Yes, Justice Karnan was the person. Everybody read the case of Justice Karnan and Justice Ramaswamy. Why they had the person has been impeached, or the process has been initiated against Justice Ramaswamy, and why Justice Karnan had been imprisoned. Okay, both this is a very interesting case. Justice Karnan story I know. Justice Ramaswamy even I'll study. Let that be a homework. Yeah.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, until the parliament pass the bill, the
Okay.
judge or the justice can continue in the position, right, ma'am?
Yes, the Chief Justice of India or the judge of the Supreme Court against whom the cases will be going on, they'll be continuing as the judge till the date he receives the order of the president telling he or she has been removed. Okay. So once this committee gives its recommendation, it has to be passed by both the houses of parliament. Remember, in the initial, who has to initiate? Either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. But once the committee gives its report, this particular process needs the assent of both the houses of parliament in a special majority. And once it is passed, the president will sign and give an order of impeachment to the judge. If he is
Excuse
proved,
ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, Justice Karnan was sent to the prison because he was.
Yeah, not today. We'll deal it in the next class. Let
Okay,
it be
ma'am.
a suspense for everyone. It's a very interesting story. I want everybody to read because you can see what all happened in judiciary, right? That is a very interesting story. That's why I want you to read it yourself. Yeah. So I'll show you an app today. Can you see the image here?
Yes,
Constitution
ma'am.
of India app.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so this is an app, you will get it in the Play Store, I think. So it will be very helpful in your preparation. Like it has it is the original constitution, I can tell. Every article, okay, it explains every particular article. So when you're reading any newspaper and come across an article, if you don't know what it exactly is, this one has a very good explanation of that. It's told in a simple language, and I use it always. It is always handy. You'll understand the constitution very clearly if this is there. It has amendments also. It has the newly added articles. Everything is there. So remember the symbol. You'll get it in the Play Store. Many apps are there, but this one is the very useful one. So clear with the Supreme Court process?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we'll just see a little introduction of High Court. If half an hour was there, we could have completed, but you have the class. So
Ma'am,
we'll just,
excuse
yeah.
me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what is CVC?
CVC is Central Vigilance Commission. Okay, Central Vigilance Commission is nothing but it is an organization that makes sure that the government employees are not corrupt. For example, see, there are many government employees who take bribe for doing their work, and their income will be so much that if government is giving them 50,000 per month, they are earning remaining 15,000 as a bribe. So what is their in total income now? 1 lakh. But if you have any property more than what you can afford from the legal channels, it is illegality. So with 50,000 you can buy a small gold jewelry or a small house, but if you have 1 lakh you can buy a big building. If that is the case, CVC will come and ask you, why do you have a 1 lakh house when your income is just 50,000? From where did you get that extra 50,000 from? So this, in order to make sure that what the assets, the income and the expenditure are of the government servants are clear. So what CVC tells that every government servant, every year they have to disclose their income. Probably some government servants will have agricultural land. So income from all those things, they have to reveal it to the Government of India voluntarily. And all these cases related to corruptions, that will be dealt by CVC, Central Vigilance Commission.
Ma'am?
Yeah?
Ma'am, is the Supreme Court judge is asked for his decision? Means, like
That
if he
is-
makes a decision, then
Yeah.
he is asked in future in the
No, the judges' decisions of Supreme Court cannot be questioned at all. That is why it is called as the apex court, right? Why have you given this decision? That is not told, because you know the person who is appointed as a Supreme Court judge is not a common person. Like there are various years of experience added, and he'll be an expert in constitution. He'll be an expert in various fields. That is the reason he is there as a Supreme Court judge, right? Till now, if
Excuse,
Indian,
ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, if other judges means 33 judges are against the Chief Justice of India, so the CJI can be removed.
No, he cannot be removed.
If they means go to president or file the case against him, then also he will not be.
Till now, there is no such process happened, because last year, there was an issue 3 judges of Supreme Court, They had, I think, one among them was Justice Bobde as well. Like at present, who is the Chief Justice? What had happened is three of the judges, they came directly in front of the media and they started telling there is some wrong going on in allocating of the cases. Okay, this was a very big issue, and the government was blamed for appointing. Many issue had happened. I am also not clear with what can't recall. It's a very old case, probably in Jan 2019 or something. This happened, and the case probably there was a committee appointed to look after that. That is all. So I don't know the update of that. I'll be telling it to you in the next class. If you want, you can read about it. Okay, when three judges of Supreme Court, they came to the media and told the illegality is happening in judiciary. Okay, read about all this. It's very interesting, and it will not only increase your knowledge, but you'll be curious to know. So any passage or anything, it's not only from exam point of view, but you'll be aware of the field into which you are going. Okay, it's a good question. If the judges are against the Chief Justice, what could happen? Or if the judges themselves have a problem among themselves, who will solve this? Okay, that there's a committee. I think I'll update you about this in the next class. Clear? You can also search related to this particular case. You have any doubt regarding Supreme Court? Anything else?
No,
Excuse me,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah.
Ma'am,
Yeah, you can
impeachment of judge removal.
Yeah. Shall I tell it again, once again?
No,
Excuse me,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am,
Just
B. Swami impeachment wala, ma'am.
Okay, I'll repeat it once again. Any other doubts?
Ma'am, actually, I have to go right now. I have my class
Okay,
from
okay.
6:30 starting now.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Sir has told to end the class. I'll just explain the impeachment once again and end the class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So what
Thank you,
is
ma'am.
the? Yeah, sure. So impeachment is nothing
Ma'am,
but. Yeah.
before that, can you tell that if the impeachment is made against any Supreme Court judge, then he is let to know that why the impeachment is done?
Yes, the grounds will be told. Why that is the reason why the committee is made, right? Simply a judge won't be removed. They'll give the whole case detail. They'll give a supportive argument why the judge has to be removed.
And
They'll be
ma'am,
informed of the grounds. Yeah.
that ground would be containing that about his decision.
Yes, why misbehavior? See, what is misbehavior and what is incapacity, as it is not defined in the constitution. This particular committee will tell the ground why you are being impeached. That will either be incapacity or misbehavior. For example, certain crimes are such that they don't need an explanation, right? So that will be considered as a misbehavior, because when a chief justice or when the person is a Supreme Court judge, he has a very great responsibility, and they are supposed to behave in a particular way. If that particular way is violated, probably that will be considered as a misbehavior.
Okay, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, can I also leave? I also class now.
Yeah, sure. So should I explain the process or is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Excuse ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can I leave the class? I have also the class.
Yeah. So I think it's better. Let's explain the impeachment process in the next class. Okay. Let nobody miss the class.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, do we have to prepare any notes for this?
If it is better to write down whatever I'm explaining, that will be helpful, because if it's in your own handwriting, it will be
Yes.
better for you to recall, right?
I've written everything which you have told us about the appointment and retirement of judges.
It will be enough from the point of view of current affairs now.
Yes, and I've also took the screenshot of the ma'am screen you displayed. So should I
Yeah.
read that also, or I just keep the screenshot?
Keep revising it. That is enough. If it's
Okay.
there in your mind, more than enough.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I want to know just, ma'am, how to make GK notes from newspaper Hindu on the
Yes.
topics of
Okay.
court and all. Ma'am, please
Okay.
tell.
No,
Yes,
for as of now, we are dealing with the just introduction of your GK. From next class, that is next class, we'll see Parliament and High Court. After
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
I'll be taking one class for making notes and the
Okay,
introduction
ma'am.
to how to study GK. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.